Well, it looks like some of the members of Congress that were in New Jersey at Delaney Hall, as video has been pushed out, may be facing criminal charges here shortly. Um, we already know that the New Jersey mayor, the Newark, New Jersey mayor, is already facing uh, charges of trespassing. But the charges that are being pushed now are assault. And the video is pretty clear. And evidently, DHS has more video of an ICE agent or official officer, whatever they want to call that person, being slammed or pushed to the ground by a United States Congresswoman. Roll it. So welcome on back to the news with TK. In today's video, we're going to look at two of these clips that came in where they're getting into some of the footage of what happened. An official ICE spokesman saying that a congresswoman physically assaulted an ICE official by slamming them to the ground. Their words, not mine. I haven't seen the video. I'm going by what they are claiming, and have submitted a criminal referral or asking the DOJ to prosecute this congresswoman. Let's roll the tape.
On this, let's bring in New York Congressman Mike Lawler. I just want to run a little bit more of the video of what happened on Friday and then get your take on it. Let's watch for a sec. All right, so the members of Congress who were there, it looks like a lot of pushing and shoving going on with ICE agents and other federal officials. They said that they were there for oversight. Congressman, in your experience, does that look like oversight? Does it look like interference, or does it look like grandstanding?
It looks like interference and grandstanding, frankly. I mean, look. Obviously, Congress has a responsibility of oversight, and certainly I think there are legitimate questions for any member of Congress to ask of officials at ICE and any detention facility. Last year, I went down to the border and toured a facility that was processing illegal immigrants coming into the United States down in Eagle Pass. We all have the ability to do that. But none of us, especially as members of Congress, should be engaged in any type of physical altercation with law enforcement officials. And in the video, you certainly saw at points members of Congress engaged in a physical altercation with law enforcement officials. And that is just unacceptable. No matter what the situation is, if the mayor was being arrested at that moment, you don't interfere with that. You allow the process to play itself out as we would expect every American citizen or anyone here in this country to abide by a law enforcement order.
Yeah, so you wonder who's
a female ICE officer, so we will be showing that to viewers very shortly.
Now, the other Democratic lawmakers involved in the incident, Bonnie Watson Coleman, as well as Rob Menendez and LaMonica McIver, they're now pushing back against that claim and say that the federal agents, they were the ones that were escalating that situation. Watch.
We have no idea why they would even suggest that, because we didn't do anything.
I honestly do not know how to body slam anyone. There's no video that supports me body slamming anyone.
They made this a violent scene that we were unfortunately all a part of, and it's something that should really shock all Americans.
Reaction, former U.S. Attorney and former Chief Counsel to the Senate Rules Committee, Joe diGenova, along with former Chief Counsel to the Senate Intel Committee and former Senior Justice Department official Victoria Tensing, both Newsmax contributors and American Agenda regulars. All right, Vic, I'm going to start with you here. It seems like what Americans actually should be most concerned about is not the accusations against these lawmakers who were trespassing at an ICE facility, but actually the fact that American lawmakers are trying to protect illegal criminals.
Yes, that would upset me, but here's the unfortunate situation. There is a 2020 appropriations law that was passed by Congress, both parties that says that no funds may be expended to prevent members of Congress, even unannounced, from entering the facilities. A poorly written law, unwise law, doesn't set out any protocol. So I don't think the members are protected from shoving people, but that's going to really be a dicey prosecution. It's going to be a difficult one.
So they weren't actually trespassing, is what you're saying, technically, based on that law?
Right. Because the law allows them to just walk in unannounced. Wow, what a law.
Yeah. And DHS did say that they were willing to show them around, but the way that they just showed up there wasn't the way to do it. They should have coordinated with DHS ahead of time. But the Democrats are saying that the DHS is now creating, Joe, this environment of intimidation. Do you agree with that, or is that a little out of touch?
The environment of intimidation was started by the Democrats when they raided Mar-a-Lago. That's when the intimidation started, and it's continued ever since during the Garland Justice Department administration and the Biden administration. The intimidation here is by MS-13 and by Tren de Aragua. The Democrats are trying to create a narrative of them being victims. It is a foolhardy thematic. I have no idea why they think the American people are interested in them trying to assault DHS officers to get into a facility. By the way, they may have the right to access, but in my opinion, as a former U.S. attorney, I would charge every one of those congresspeople with assaulting federal officers. Let it go to trial, and if the people in New Jersey want to acquit them, fine. Make them pay for lawyers.
Yeah.
So, do you think that this Congresswoman is going to be charged? I have to say here, looking at the video, you know, there's nobody behind her pushing her as she's using these forearms to push her way like through. Whether or not she had the right to be there or not, and as you heard in that clip, there's a law in the books that says they can just pop up. They don't need to give 24 hours notice. That may be the case, but you can't assault officers in the performance of their duties. Do I think the DOJ would prosecute it? I mean, me personally, as you heard in that clip, I would impanel a grand jury, see if I could get an indictment, and if I did, I'd make them pay legal fees. Until there's actual consequences for the behavior that is going on, the behavior is going to continue. And that's just a fact. Until people have to face consequences for their actions, you know, there's a line, right? There's a difference between a protest, you know, and protesting peacefully, but, you know, when it's time to disperse or move or get the F out of the way, you got to do that. You can't impede an officer in the performance of their duties, period. I mean, you can, but then you can't cry and complain when you face the consequences of your actions. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I think most likely that this Congresswoman will probably be charged, or there'll be some sort of censure or something else is going to happen to them in Congress. But this is not how United States Congress people are supposed to act. Just my opinion. Till next time, stay petty, my friends.